G'day guys, this is Tia and welcome back to another Fallout 76 PTS video. Massive updates just dropped. I'm going to be covering it all in segments. First PTS video, we're going to be looking at all of the new perks, their ranks, what they do in game. I'm actually in the PTS now. I can play it on my laptop, finally, so you can actually get good coverage from the PTS from me. So we're going to be looking at the notes first and then going into it in game. So there's been quite a few updates here. Adamantium Skeleton, All Night Long, Bloodsucker Cannibal, Cap Collector, First Aid, Four-Leaf Clover, Hard Bargain, Junk Shield, Life Giver, Lone Wanderer, Night Eyes, Professional Drinker, Ricochet, Bullet Shield, Serendipity, Evasive, Starch Jeans, and thru-hiker. A lot of these have been reduced down to one per card rank, which is fantastic for builds. Going to allow us to have a lot more room in our build for other stuff. There's less bloating, and a good portion of these have been improved with new effects that then scale with your special stats or something else. Very great changes. I'm going to go into it in depth in the actual game, but so far, that's what this video is going to be covering. Let's get into it. Alright, so here we are on Freya the Queen Killer in the PTS. Let's go. Let's check out some of these new perks. So, without making any changes, this is... Wait, sorry, no, I did make changes. I put these two in just to test it out. So without making any changes, this is what my build looks like, just right off the rip. This is my exact build in the live server right now. I made a build video on it. I'll put that in the description, I guess. But this is all that's changed at the moment. So a lot of these things have gone down to one rank. As you can see, I now have a lot more free points, which I can utilize, which I'm going to. Future build guides incoming. So, intelligence. This has gone down to rank 1. Stimpaks restore more HP based on your intelligence. Just looking at that quickly, in our effects tab we can see exactly how much. So, I've only got 12 intelligence, which is not a lot. That's actually bugger all. And it's giving me 30% Stimpak healing, which is 15% less than it was before. So at its current state right now, it's a nerf. But, if I go ahead and get down into... Nerd Rage real quick. So the unyielding is fully activated. And stuff it, let's go on a team, so we get that bonus too. Now it's at 51% Stimpak healing, because I now have 23 intelligence. That's about what my base intelligence is for a lot of my builds. So, technically, that's now a 6% increase for what it was before. Fan-fucking-tastic. That alone, already great. I'm going to heal 6% more than I was in the live game, and now I've got 2 more perk points to utilize in intelligence. Don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but you know. We have changes to Serendipity. While below 30% health, gain a chance to evade based on luck. No pair armor. So that used to be a 45% flat chance to avoid all incoming damage while below 30% health. Now, if we look at Serendipity, I've now got a 26% chance to evade based on my luck. So that's 32 luck at the moment. I'm not quite sure what all of these hard caps are. I think all of them have a soft cap at 30, and then they taper off beyond that. I don't know what their values are yet. I'm sure we'll have a video of that in the future with more clear data, if I can speak. So right now, it's gone down from 45% to 26%. That's totally fine. I mean, I don't rely on Serendipity in any of my builds because I'm actually tanky in general. So... it's just a nice thing to have to be able to avoid all damage. So it's just less, which I understand why they've done this. It is definitely a massive contributor to low health builds being essentially unkillable. Same here with Ricochet. Gain a chance to deflect range attacks based on luck. Let's look at that real quick. Ricochet. Right now, that's at 21%. So in the live game, that's, I think, an 18% chance. So at max rank, so that's a buff right there. It's going to happen more often. However, in the live game, you basically, when it deflects the damage back, it does maybe like 5 damage at most, depending on what's being reflected. So not a lot of damage. And then, when you do deflect that damage, you avoid 100% of the damage that you did ricochet. Now, you take 50% of the damage you would have upon reflection, and now you deal... what was it, 100% more damage? And if you're in pair armor, I think that gets boosted to 200%. Yeah, so looking at the notes here on the patch notes, I'll put that in the description for you guys. Yeah, you reflect 100% of the damage back to the attacker, and if you're wearing heavy armor or power armor, you reflect back 200% more damage. So that's great, awesome. That's strange. Anyway, Life Giver, amazing. This change is actually really good because all of my bloodied builds use Life Giver. I want more health. Now I gain more max HP per point of endurance. I don't know if that actually says it, does it? Yeah, Life Giver. So, wow, massive buff. Okay. So, it was giving me 45 more HP at max rank for 4 points, or 4 perk points. Now it's giving me 148 HP for 2 perk points, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 perk points it cost. That's insane, and I love it. So now that's given me a little bit more room in endurance to use something else as well on a lot of my builds. Speaking of, one of those is automatically going to be taken up because Starch Jeans has been moved from luck over to endurance. It does the exact same thing, it's just been moved from luck to endurance, which I think is fine. You know, this makes more sense being in endurance. Never really made sense being a luck-based perk. And, you know, players are incentivized to have more endurance. This is a must-have perk for every build that wants to keep its mutations. Makes sense, sure. I've still got 1 unused perk point in endurance, so I'll figure out what to do with that down the track. But yeah, you bloody beauty. So for this build, that's pretty much all that's changed at base value. Let's look at things that I can pop in. The Adamantium Skeleton, this is just you gain limb damage reduction based on your endurance. I'm pretty sure it is something along the lines of you have a 60% like more durable limbs if you have 30 endurance, and you have to get 100 endurance to get 100% immune bones that can't be broken. That's kind of wild. I think that's probably going to be changed. Bloodsucker's been changed so that now it is synergizing with Cannibal. So it satiates thirst and no longer irradiates and heals you twice as much. It might be a decent perk for if you're role-playing a Cannibal. You can use both of those. Bullet Shield has been moved into Endurance from Strength. Now it is actually very, very useful for the heavy gunner builds. You have at max rank a 20% chance to deflect all incoming damage, I'm assuming, for 6 seconds when firing a heavy gun. So just fire 1 bullet, 6 seconds, you have 20% chance to avoid all damage. Or deflect. I'm assuming that's deflecting range attack, similar to Ricochet. We'll dive deeper into that in a second. Coming up here, we do have another perk that was changed, I believe. Professional Drinker. Yeah, this one simply just got reduced down from 3 perk points down to 2, so that's nice, I guess. If you were using this, you'll have 1 more extra perk point. Fantastic. Thru-hiker was also moved from agility over to endurance. Nothing else about it has changed, it's just now simply there. I don't use thru-hiker, I never have. I don't need to constantly carry around food buffs. I can just get them when I need them and then use them when I need them. I don't need them all the time. I think that's ridiculous to carry them all the time. If you know me, you know why. So there's that for that. Moving into Charisma, we've got Hard Bargain here. Gain 7 Charisma when bartering at non-player vendors. That's pretty cool. I mean, I do know that the Charisma hard cap for, you know, getting, what's it called? Getting reduction in the price for things has been increased to 100 Charisma. So this is actually very useful. If you want to pop that on when you're selling stuff, then it's great. It's actually really worthwhile. Lone Wanderer has been changed. Gain resistances and AP regen based on your charisma while not on a team. So more charisma equals more AP regen and resistances. It's been changed from being straight up damage reduction. Nice to see. Let's try a few of these on. See what they do in the... It's also been reduced down from 4 points to 2, so that's great. Let's see what it does in air effects. So I've got 30 charisma, which is quite high. And where are we? Lone Wanderer. Oh wait, I'm on a team. Stupid me. Let's do this. Okay, Lone Wanderer. 108 energy and damage resistance. That's quite massive actually. And 40% AP regen. Wow. depending on your charisma, it might actually be worthwhile running on your own. Okay, neato. And what's that at? Before I jump back on a team. That's just 25 charisma. That's pretty fucking solid. For, you know, not that much investment, I'll be honest. And you can get a massive bonus like that. Cool, cool, cool. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Cannibal's been reduced down. It's now 1 perk point as well. It does what it always has done. It just now synergizes with Bloodsucker, so that's nice. Then over into a luck. I think this is the last category that has actually been properly changed from the notes. Yeah, there was one more. Night Eyes got changed. That just gets activated all the time basically, so don't need to really worry about that. Moving on into agility, we have one more change here with a perk called Evasive. Now it says chance to evade attacks based on your agility. So basically the same thing as Serendipity, just now I guess they synergize with each other and you can stack that effect. Let's see what it does. Our agility is quite high, I think. Yep, it is. Oh, okay. Agility is 25 and it's only giving us an 8% chance to evade. Okay, so it is probably intended to stack on to our Serendipity evade chance. So 26 plus 8. Not bad for not much perk point investment. We can take that, you know. That gets us a little bit closer to where Serendipity was. And we have 1 perk point left over if you think about it. I'm not mad about it. Good changes. From there, let's have a look actually at Adamantium Skeleton. Change that went on there. Was there anything else? No. Adamantium Skeleton, let's see what our changes. So 52% limb damage resistance. So we're basically half as likely to get crippled. Not massive, I never use Adamantium Skeleton. I don't worry about crippled limbs, I just stim pack through it. So that's fine, no biggie for me, I'm not going to use it. But if you use it, it's technically a buff. And then finally, let's pop on over to luck, see if there's any more changes in there. And we've got cap collector, find more bottle caps in your container based on your luck. Let's see the exact percentage from where we're sitting at. In a second. A little bit laggy there. Awesome. 4-leaf clover was changed. Misses and VATs now contribute to the critical meter based on your luck. That'll have no effect for melee builds because we never miss in VATs. If we're close enough, it's always a guaranteed hit. Not really sold on this perk. I don't like that. Why would you want to be rewarded for missing? And contribute to your critical meter. Okay. Yeah, don't know how I feel about that. Don't really like that. Junk shield. Gain resistance based on your luck and the amount of junk held. Okay, let's look at the numbers. I've never used junk shield. I don't like junk shield. Kind of weird, but it could be useful. Let's see. Nothing else appears to have changed if I remember correctly. Yep, I think that is everything. So let's go ahead and look at the rest of these perks. Cap collector, chuck that on, 4-leaf clover, and junk shield. Let's see what we got. See what we're cooking with. Cap collector has no numbers to look at. Okay, awesome. Well, junk shield does. So, based on my luck at the moment, which is 32, and the amount of junk I'm holding, which is nothing, I have 9 energy and 9 damage resistance. Let's see what that bumps up to, I guess, just for testing purposes. I've got a hell of a lot of scrap right here. Let's take that. Surely that caps it out. Okay, it hasn't updated. Come on, I've got heaps of junk on me, game. Did I break it? There we go, 136 energy resistance. Now, if that doesn't cap it out, then I don't know what does, so maybe it caps out at 130 of each. Sure, that's great. Oh, technically, I don't own full at first on the PTS, so I'll just drop that. Okay, not great there. I will definitely not be using junk shields because I don't want to be carrying around junk to benefit from that. So yeah, no brainer for me. And then the last one to cover there was 4-leaf clover. Wow, okay. That's the numbers that say that's pretty strong. So 4-leaf clover, based on your luck, I think it said, if you miss in VATs, you increase it. your crit meter gets filled by 71%. That's pretty strong, but like, I don't plan on missing, so I don't know if it'll actually get used. Regardless, that's pretty strong. Okay, interesting. Now we've had a look at the perks, now I'm going to just quickly play around and see what I might adjust my build to be like with these new changes. Alright, let's go with this. So I've made a few changes just quickly off the top of my head, what could I do to update the build and change it? I simply added in evasive into agility. My luck looks like this now. Since these 2 perks have been reduced down to 1 point, I'm able to fit in full rank of Grim Reaper's Sprint, Critical Savvy, and better criticals. So now I've got 33 luck, and I can crit every second punch, which I couldn't before. That was something I chose to purposefully omit to get other stuff for the build. Now I can fit that in. So now I have a lot of defense with these 2 perks, and I have these 2 things going for me. Awesome. I had 1 leftover point. I didn't really know what to use. There was nothing that was specifically good for my melee build right here. So I just got 1 point of Class Freak. Why not? I lowered intelligence by 2 points, just because all I need in here is First Aid and Node Rage. Endurance, simply just added 1 point of Ghoulish, because why not? And that's that. That's pretty much all I did for this build, so this is great. I really like the changes made here, especially in the luck. So let's go over to my other characters and see what we can do there as well. Alright, and now here we are on the Dreadnought build, the fabled Dreadnought build. I recently, in the live game, completed my full set of Overeater's Sentinel Endurance Pair Armor, T65. Full set of that, so we're going to get a lot more endurance to benefit with this probably. Haven't checked my perks yet. What do we have? Okay, these changes are sticking out at default already. Nothing in there and there. I've got 5 more points to use in luck. Why is that? Because Ricochet. Okay. I realized before as well I was staring at the Serendipity perk while describing Ricochet, so that's just me being stupid. So we got Ricochet in there now, and that leaves me with 4 more points. So I use this on the Heavy Gunner, and now that I'm not stupid and realize the mistake I made before when describing it. So with this being on my pair armor, I have a massive multiplier when the weapon is actually deflected onto the enemy, and it deals 200% more damage. So that's great. This is going to be useful in this build. In here we have a lot more going for us as well. We've got Life Giver, we can pop that back on. We already explained that. And we have Starch Genes, pop that back on. And that pretty much covers that actually. So endurance is completely full up. What can I do here? Probably remove Rejuvenated, and that gives me 3 perk points. Do I dare say I might go ahead, if I had the perk points, I think that I would use my endurance like this on this build and fully make use of that new bullet shield perk. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that maxes out at 4, or if it's 5, then oh well, 5. I'm pretty sure it's 4 though. Let me just check the notes. Yeah, added 4th rank. Oh my god, awesome. That slots in perfectly in here in the endurance, because there's nothing else I would really want to use. I can just take out Ghoulish, Rejuvenated, and slot in that. Oh, that's amazing. That makes me so happy. Build's going to be a lot more tankier, even though it's already massively tanky. Alright, so what can we do in here now? We've got 4 unused perk points, and that's mainly because Ricochet has been removed down to 1, and Starch Genes has been gone over to endurance. I wish I had the level ups on this character. I don't know if I'd use quick hands, but I can figure that out another time. Let's have a look at what our stats are. Life Giver's 148 more HP, so that appears to be... That's what it was giving me last time, so that's great. I think that's maxed out. Then we have the Ricochet giving me 15% reflect chance. That's because these characters don't the Power characters don't have a lot of special stats. We can improve it a little bit by being on a team. Now let's see what that is. 168 for Life Giver. 20% deflect chance. That's actually not too bad for not having that high of luck. A luck's 14. 20% to deflect it is great. And if I did have that whole bullet shield perk, then that would be 20% chance to deflect on top of that. Which is freaking amazing. So 40% chance to deflect so long as I've fired. I can get behind that very much. Thank you, so. Thank you, so. Alright, you beauty. And because I've got the power armor, my endurance is higher and I have more bonuses. You beauty. These changes are fan-freaking-tastic. I can get behind it. Could possibly slot in first aid as well. Yeah, if I can't think of any use for these luck points, I could increase intelligence up to 15 and slot in first aid. Why not? Just more HP regen. And then if I have 2 more leftover points, I can slot in field surgeon. Evasive, is that locked out for us power armor players? Let me just check. Evasive now increases evade chance based on agility. It doesn't say anything about no power armor usage, but it is doing the same evade effect that Serendipity does, which does directly say no using in power armor. Okay. We'll see. We'll find out about that. But, you know, fantastic. Let's move on to the next character. Alright, and to shake things up, here we are on the Stealth Commando. Let's have a look at what the perks have changed. Okay, we've got 4 unused perk points in Endurance, 3 in Intelligence, and 2 in Luck. Sweet. That's because Life Giver got taken out. So Archgenes needs to be put back in. Now we have 1. Yeah, this looks right. That's what I have on live. And now I've got 1, so I don't know what to put in there. I'll figure it out. But Intelligence has been reduced down. Put First Aid back in. Not sure what to do in there. We'll figure it out. This is all a work in progress after all. Luck, we have a lot more room, which is quite nice. But we'll figure out room for that. That's great. Bottom line is all of our builds have been updated in a fantastic way. I'm loving the changes so far. There's plenty of new options, especially for the tank type of players or the, you know, if you're a solo player, whatever the case may be. There's a lot more options for you to stay alive and get more bonuses for your character, which I just absolutely love. It's an ever-going, ongoing pass at the moment, so we're probably going to see a lot of perks get changed, especially a lot of our old terrible ones that we never used. A lot of the old terrible ones have now been changed, and they're all somewhat viable, which I love to see. So hopefully this video was informative. If you liked it, then, you know, let me know. I'm going to be doing more PTS videos. Stay up to date. Yeah, I guess that's everything. Let's close off the video. That's going to do it for me. A massive shout out to all of my channel members. You're all legends, and thank you for your continued support on the channel. If you like what I do here and you'd like to support me further, then consider becoming a member or check out my merch store. We've got a lot of great designs and benefits, so be sure to check that out in the description. And while you're down there, chuck me a follow on my other social medias and join my Discord. Subscribe if you're new and like the video if you've enjoyed. I've been Tia, and I'll catch us in the next one. Welcome to Valhalla.